African music. The listeners agree. The message is clear. Here we go. The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best music.
Best tunes. Because they got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
99.2 Radio RFM.
Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.
Station with the best music.
I love music.
Oh yes, I got you, baby. I'm telling you, number one African station. For Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Here's updates happening around African countries and interviews and experiences of Africans and their friends living in Europe and all over the world. Most of you are asking, why can't we say this in Germany? I'm telling you, Europa's Nummer 1 Radio. For Afromusic, Afropop and worldwide hits. Yes, actually Ereignis is in African London. Interviews and Erfahrungen von Afrikan und ihren Freunden, die in Europa auf der ganzen Welt leben.
This is your number 1 radio station.
You came all the way from Africa. Life has been a journey. Race, culture, color, and language. On Diaspora Chronicles, Agnes K. Frulich brings you AGGY'S live talk show. On 99.2 FM, your home of African music. Radio Ara. This is AGGY'S live talk show.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. It's Sunday again, and I'm sure you're ready. I'm sure you're curious. I'm sure you're going to talk with us about this topic because it's gonna be fire. Welcome. I see Musa Jame. You're already right there in the place where you are, and you're waiting eagerly, and I'm sure many others. And like always, I have a special Mr. Ambassador of
the ambassador himself.
From Stuttgart.
From Radio Stuttgart City.
RFM. Stuttgart here, I tell you.
There's so many
and
things
I'm glad
involved.
I have you there today because we are going to have to fight this topic.
Fight the
Fight
topic
it.
or fight me?
No, I'm not going to try to fight
Okay,
with you. I need
okay.
peace. I don't want to have suffering. Yeah?
All right.
Because if I start fighting with you, there's no one to separate us here. Have you ever fought with a Meru? You don't know if I have a knife here.
maybe from Merukan, but the
Americans are peaceful.
The Americans are not beautiful.
We are peaceful.
Anymore.
No, we are very peaceful. You don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, welcome. Musa Jami, welcome. Anybody else out there, just raise up your hands. Be counted because we have a very good topic to. Oh, good. He's present. Very good. Sit down. Thank you, sir. Yeah, because it's a very, very important topic. Toxic relationships. That's our topic today. In case you don't remember, that's our topic today. We're going to talk about toxic relationships. If it's something good, if it's something bad, if it's something we need or if we don't need it, it's something that is existing whether we like it or not. There are toxic relationships. And you know, anyone who knows the meaning of that word, you know, if I talk of toxic relationships, you know what it is. Remember, like always, this is AGGY'S live talk show on Radio RFM or in Stuttgart, Germany, the best you will ever have, huh? Home of African music.
Home of African music,
And
where everything
news.
is going. Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Updates happening around African countries to the world. I'm telling you.
Yeah, ask him. He knows what he's talking about.
There is no any other station that that speaks your language.
No other.
Yeah.
No other. Yeah, and we bring also very important topics like this today and many others. We talk about life of the diasporans here in Germany and maybe anywhere else in the world. So if you have a burning topic that you would like us to deal with anytime, just get in touch with us. Just let us know what is burning for you, what you think the African community need to talk about, some issues you don't talk about. We are just making it taboo, and then we hear something bad happen and we are like, really? Does it exist in our community? Oh yes, it does exist in our community, and if we don't talk about it, then we cannot find a remedy for it.
Yes.
That's why we will always be having burning topics, because you, our African community, are so important to us. I mean, I'm a Kenyan. Mr. Boss here is also Kenyan.
I'm an African.
Oh, you're an African?
Yes.
Wait, where is Africa a country?
That's what I always ask these Wazungos out there when they tell me you Africana. I tell them I come from Africa.
Do you speak African?
I represent 54 countries. Are they 54 or did we add someone? You know, maybe Africa.
54.
They're 54.
Until now. 54.
Until now.
Yes. And
All
we
right.
have islands and whatever, but Africa is big, you know. And for us, even though we are Kenyans, it's not just about Kenyans. We talk about everything that is concerning Africans and Africa. As he said, we have 54 countries. So things that are happening in our African community, it's not just about, we are not talking about only Kenyan community. We are not talking about only the Ghanaians or the Cameroonians or Nigerians or the Gambians. We are talking about the African community and what we are experiencing as toxic or not toxic. So we talk about every topic. So if you think your topic, you've been thinking this has to be dealt with, this has to be heard, this has to be discussed, just let us know and we're going to integrate it into our integration. You know, we are going to integrate it into our topics.
Integration.
Integration. That's an important word. So topic is toxic relationships. You guys, remember, this is Radio RFM. We are based in Stuttgart. But you can find us everywhere. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on
Facebook. You can find us on www.cradior.com.
Sure.
And listen to us live from wherever you may be listening to us from.
For sure, yes. And you can also call us. Huh?
You can also call us, actually, our number.
Have the number?
Yeah, +491. It's a very long number, actually.
It's a long one, but it's still doable.
But it's still doable. So for those people who are from our country, our African countries, and cannot reach us on phone, on direct calls, you can just do it on WhatsApp, +491 163 728 6573. That's the number you can call. Via WhatsApp, if you are in Europe, you can call it directly. You're going to reach us here on the studio. Talk to us and tell us what you want us to discuss about other than toxic
relationships. Toxic relationships. I think this is very exciting for you, this topic. Why is it so exciting for you?
It's not exciting. It's just that I want to learn more, because there are so many things out there that happen, and people should know actually what is happening.
Yes, for sure.
That's about.
Toxic relationships can bring a lot of suffering to people. Toxic, actually, the word toxic means poisonous.
Poisonous
or poison.
So does it mean when the relationship has poison in it?
It's a poisonous relationship.
Okay.
It's a poisonous relationship. And poison, no one takes in poison willingly. No one will come, you give him a cup of poison and you say, hey, here's poison, welcome. You can drink it or eat it. And you take it willingly.
Or test it.
And taste it.
Yeah,
some people may be adventurous and they want to taste how toxic is that toxic.
Yeah. And that's what most of the people do, maybe, if I have to get this right. Because if you tell me you are in a toxic relationship that you have been there for 20 years, meaning you are testing poison before you drink it.
Sometimes even that toxic relationship doesn't appear to be toxic at the beginning.
All right.
So at the beginning you think, oh, this is wonderful, this is a very good person, this is a good friend, this is a good partner, this is a good family member. You don't realize how toxic that person is.
All right.
It's like someone, you buy something, you think it's Coca-Cola inside, but inside it's paraffin.
All right.
I mean, some of us, we are used to those days when we used to use these small lamps. You could use Coca-Cola bottle to go and buy paraffin.
Sure.
Or you go and buy oil or whatever.
Yeah. But for those who come from Africa, maybe if it is paraffin inside or some
you smell
brew.
it. Yeah. Okay, that's another thing.
All right.
Yeah, but even with toxic relationships, sometimes there are signs. There are signs before, but you don't realize it from the beginning.
Okay.
Toxic relationships, they start very subtle. They start very it's a bit hidden, because especially the toxic person is very good at hiding the personality.
Okay.
Because they want to win your
heart.
Yeah, to win your attention, to that you can have trust to the person.
Okay.
So when you're starting with that person, you don't realize the person is toxic. You don't realize the relationship is toxic from very, very beginning. There may be some red flags.
Okay.
Red flag meaning there are some signs. You saw them, but you think, this is maybe something passing. This is maybe something that is just for a short time, and then you decide, let me just, maybe the guy is looking very nice with a nice jacket like yours and some googles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But for those listening and for those watching, I'm only doing this for TV.
Okay, it's only for TV.
It's
whatever.
only for TV.
So the jacket is only for the TV. When you go home, you leave it here.
I leave it there.
Okay.
But I'll have it. I have so many of them. So for those who are asking, why are you having only one? Because you have seen me before with it. I don't have one. If you realize, I have many of them. But it's just that they are the same color.
They're the same color.
Yeah, but if you look keenly,
that's a toxic behavior.
If you look keenly, you may find that this badge is on the other side from the other jacket.
That's your trick.
So that's my trick. But don't worry. I have so many of them.
That could be a toxic behavior.
It can be a toxic behavior, but it's one of them.
Okay. So guys, as we think about it, take your pen, write down, or even write to us here in studio. You can talk with us, even if you don't call into the studio. You can talk with us. Tell us what you think about toxic relationships. Have you had an experience of a toxic relationship? How long have you been in a toxic relationship? I said a toxic relationship is a poisonous relationship. It's like you're taking poison in whatever doses on a daily basis.
Sure.
And you're there and you're not going anywhere. You're just there taking in this toxic whatever relationship, these doses every day.
Waiting for resurrection.
And it can be in many different ways. So we're going to talk about that. What is toxic relationship? What is involved? But before that, let's make a break. Let people get prepared.
All right.
You came all the way from Africa. Life has been a journey. Race, culture, color, and language. On Diaspora Chronicles, Agnes K. Frulich brings you AGGY'S live talk show. On 99.2 FM, your home of African music. Radio Ara. This is AGGY'S live talk show.
Real World presents
Taking you on a music journey around Africa and the world.
The station with the best music.
So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're prepared. I hope you're ready, because we want to talk about the things that are involved in a toxic relationship. How do I know that I'm in a toxic relationship? How do I know that I'm in a situation that is not good for me? Because poison is never good for someone. If you take poison, depending on the doses and depending on how long you take it, you may die. You may get sick.
Sure.
You may get disoriented. That is psychologically disoriented. You may lose your activity, how you used to be active before. You somehow change in your personality because of that. So what are the things that are involved in toxic relationships that could cause all these side effects or all this suffering in our lives? And I'm not talking about only women being in toxic relationship. Even
men also. Men also.
Have you ever heard of a man being in a
toxic relationship?
Poisonous.
Hey, men always walk away. I don't know. It might be difficult, but it is.
Yeah, but I think even the men, because they don't talk about it.
That's the problem.
The men don't talk.
But that's maybe why they die early.
Maybe they get a big portion or
small, and then they accumulate it, and then they die. Women, you are very easy to release this stress out. You talk out. But men, we always keep. They will do what we call accumulation. They will accumulate.
It's unhealthy.
At the end of the day, you lose them. That man, you never know why he died, from what he died. But it is very hard. It is very hard to get out of a toxic relationship because there is codependency sometimes.
Yeah.
And you only need to decide if you want to leave or if you want to stay. That is a personal decision. So many people decide to stay. So many people decide to leave. There's advantages and disadvantages when a person leaves from a toxic relationship and when a person remains in that toxic relationship.
But it's a logical move.
It's a logical move. It's a logical move. It may be a start of another new life that you have never expected. But first, we really need actually to love ourselves before others can also truly love us. Because how do I love to love that other person before I love myself?
Exactly.
So I really need to love myself before that other person loves me back, before I even enter into this relationship, because you never know what is going to happen in future. From day one, you cannot define if that relationship is going to be successful or is going to be a toxic one. So you have to love yourself before anyone out there loves you.
There's a very, very big point, because first of all, you have to know what does me good. This is important, because you cannot know something is being poisonous to you when you don't know what is good for you. This is what you're talking about, loving yourself.
That is what I'm talking about. I can even give some tips out there. How do I know that I love myself or not? There is only one thing. Whenever we dress and you're a woman here, you know what you always do. You look into the mirror. The mirror is the only thing that will tell you the truth about yourself, because any other person looking out there into your eyes or into you is seeing differently. I may be seeing you different. I may define you very different. But the mirror will never define you different. If you look ugly, you look ugly, my sister, my brother. If you look it will never cheat you. So
if you mean, like in
I'm not mean. I'm just trying to give some tips on how to know that you love yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you. First, know that you love yourself. So go and look into the mirror. That mirror will tell you. You look at yourself in that mirror, and then you will know you love yourself.
If you like what you see.
Now, when you're looking at that mirror, and then look deeply into your eyes. It's very difficult to look at yourself, but look deeply into your eyes through that mirror.
Hey, you're talking like a psychologist now.
Am I preaching? Yes. And say a word now. No, you've just found a mirror. You've just looked at yourself. You've just looked deeply into your eyes. Then now say to yourself, I love you. Those lips you see in the mirror. I love you. I hope this camera is watching. Where is this thing? Sorry. Yeah.
Is the camera watching?
I love you. Now the camera is my mirror. I love you. You will see it yourself back. I love you. So that's how you know you love yourself. You have just told yourself you love yourself. And say it again, even more times. Say it again. I love you. There is no problem with that. Nobody will ever kill you about saying that.
But that means accepting myself the way I am. That means I accept what I see.
You accept what you see. So there comes the point. If you react negatively on that I love you on that mirror, you say, how? Don't rush to enter into a relationship.
Oh, really?
Recheck yourself.
I'm hearing that for the first time.
Am I preaching right here?
Yeah, preach it,
Am I
brother.
preaching
Preach it.
So we have seen point number one. If you're joining us and listening to us, before you say to someone, I love you,
I
and
love
enter
you.
into a toxic relationship, love yourself.
Yourself
One way
first.
to do that,
I
look
love
straight
that.
into the mirror.
Into
Look
the
straight
mirror.
into your eyes. Say, I love you. That
I
is
love-
number
Hey,
three.
that's
Number
good.
four, when you react to yourself negatively from that I love you, recheck yourself. Don't
Recheck.
go into a
Try to
relationship.
find out
Try
why.
to find
Why could
out
you not accept
and
that woman in the
accept,
mirror?
accept yourself that that person who told me I love you inside that
Yeah,
mirror,
I
which
didn't know
is
you
you.
have such deep insight, eh?
Yes.
Hi.
So if you if
surprised.
you accept yourself, like the way you apply makeup,
Yeah.
and then you smile to that mirror, you
And
give
you're
that
like,
mirror a very
"Girl,
kiss
I
and
look
say,
good."
today I'm gonna kill it
My
out there.
goodness,
Oh
huh?
my, oh my. If you say that word, I love you, and then you react negatively,
Yeah.
don't enter into a relationship.
don't
Recheck yourself. You are not ready.
Wow.
You are not ready. If you say a positive, if you see a smile, if you see you have a positive, then congratulations, my sister,
Yeah.
my brother.
Yeah,
You
you're
can,
ready.
you know, you love yourself.
You're ready,
Then
okay.
you can keep doing the exercise every day. It doesn't cost. Everybody here, you wake up early in the morning. There's a song that was going. I wake up in the morning. I brush my teeth. Whatever. Those people who went to school. I don't know how here in Germany
didn't
it is.
learn that
You didn't
one.
learn that.
I don't know where
Yourself
you
was.
used to
I
do
wake
that.
up. I'm in school. Yeah, but there's some who were advantage to say I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth. I'm very sure in front of that, wherever you are brushing, there is a mirror. So you're looking into yourself. So if you see a positive reaction when you say to yourself, I love you, keep doing it every day. Keep doing it. And this will make you love and accept yourself each and every day. From there, when you know now you're ready, you love yourself, then you can find love.
My
Because there's
God,
somebody
that
out there who
means-
can find you.
that
But
means
if you
we
don't
all-
accept yourself at that particular moment,
My
you
goodness.
may end up in a toxic relationship. We are not yet in that toxic relationship,
not yet.
but we are preparing yourself either to enter into a successful relationship, or you
Excuse,
are
I
coming
forgot.
to wherever I'm talking about. So
Yeah. This
Fast.
is so deep.
love yourself.
This is so deep.
Love yourself.
Guys,
Love yourself.
ladies,
Love
men
yourself.
out there, have you
Before-
heard that?
before you love yourself.
The ambassador had said.
I told you.
The VIP has
I
said,
told you.
and I agree with him, because if I don't love myself,
Yes.
the signs I send out there or to the person I'm going to be with, it will mean a lot how he treats me.
Sure.
If I see myself as not worth being loved, sometimes it can trigger that person to
person.
treat me with poison, in a poisonous way.
Sure.
So actually the beginning of everything is, first of all, loving
yourself.
accepting yourself. It doesn't mean to become self-love. I mean, so into, you love yourself so much that no one else cares. It doesn't mean that you become a narcissistic person,
No,
only
no.
caring about yourself. It doesn't mean that you lose empathy. It means you've accepted yourself the way you are. Can we make a break?
That is it. You want us to
need a
make a
short
very
break.
short
Yes, a
break.
short break,
Yes,
please.
when we come back, we may be talking. If you're joining us right now, remember, yes, 99.2 FM, your home of African music, direct here from Stuttgart city.
Radio Ara is European's #1 African station for Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits,
Your music, your request.
and the experience of Africans and their friends living in Europe.
Dress up for your king so he can feel like the king. Come on, I don't know what I'm gonna cook. What? You've been in the house all day.
And all over the world. For more details and 24 hours non-stop African music, visit www.cradior.com.
Real World presents.
Taking you on a music journey around Africa and the world.
The station with the best music.
Yes, RFM, from wherever you may be listening to us from, I'm telling you, From Stuttgart city to the world. Remember, it's a toxic relationship we are talking about here today. And I'm telling you, the AGGY'S live talk show. And remember, from wherever you may be watching us from, hey, yes, what has happened in your life? Have you ever experienced a toxic relationship? Are you in one right now and you cannot talk? Talk to us. Talk to us. I give you our number, studio number. If you are in Africa, if you are out of Europe, remember to put that plus 491 163 728 6573. Use even WhatsApp to call us. We're gonna accept it here in the studio. But if you are in Europe, just call us direct if you can. If you cannot, use the website or just listen to us on Radio R, www.radioR.com, or watch us live on YouTube and Facebook. Remember, we are live as always. Talk to us on our comment section. Write us on our Facebook Messenger. We're gonna reply. We're gonna see this out and let's talk about it. If you are out there suffering yourself in a toxic relationship, why not talk to us? We may be doing one or two things. There's so many things out there. There's so many people who can help you out there. There's so many organizations who can help you out there. We have the Quig, which I came to learn about very in the last few days. Very strong team. The Kenyan women in Germany. There may be others. Kenyan women in Ghana, in Germany. Kenyan women in Indonesia, in Germany. Kenyan women from Togo in Germany, and nameless countries that we have in Africa. Join such kind of groups. You might be getting one or two helps, and if you know them out there, let them talk to us here. We may be talking to you every day. Let's save a life out there wherever you may be listening to us from. Agnes.
Tabitha Oma, thank you so much for joining us. And you're saying hello, Aggy, a great topic there. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. It's a great topic and it's really necessary, because I know many of us, we suffer in silence. We don't want people to know we are suffering. We don't want people to know we are swallowing poison every day.
Sure.
I mean, if someone is swallowing poison every day, in the long run, this is gonna hurt you. It may hurt you, and not just you. It may hurt your children. It may hurt your understanding. It may hurt your ability to work. It may hurt you in so many ways.
So many things.
I don't know why people will continue taking in poison on a daily basis and not doing anything about it. I do not understand that. What do you think are the reasons why some people just will take in abuse? I mean, we did not talk of the signs. Abuse. Like verbal abuse. You can have psychological abuse in the relationship. You can have even physical abuse. There are people who are being beaten and they don't talk. Hey, even men. One time I had a case.
So there are men out here who are suffering.
There are men who are being beaten.
You're receiving beatings.
One time a man came, a friend, may his soul rest in peace. He died. But before, his wife, he came, I was shocked. The first time I heard a man confess openly that he was being beaten by his wife.
Oh my.
His wife was chasing him with a stool, with a kitty, a chair, until he had to run to the neighbors.
A man running out of a home to the neighbors.
Yes, but he at least he could open up about it. There are men who suffer in silence. Because you are money, especially African men. Let me tell you, African men, you want to be the lion, You want to be the strong one.
Okay.
Whatever, lion or elephant, I don't mind, but they want to show their strength. Some of them are being beaten, and they will not say. Some will go to the grave before they say that they are being beaten. Do you know in Germany there's also help for men who are being beaten?
Let me give
a toxic relationship.
Before you continue, let me give an advice to men.
Okay.
Before you got beaten.
As a man, I will not talk.
Run away.
Run away.
Because
go to the neighbors.
It is very hard to explain to someone that my woman beat me.
He's beating.
Okay, that one is very hard.
But why not?
No. It's very why not? You can, but that one is very hard. It will sound weird, but it is for me. It is better I explain. I ran away. Because now I will be. Let me just say this. I will be open to people out there to be thinking, why did he run away? I've left that field to be so open for them to think, why did this man run away from his wife?
But you will not say that you're being beaten.
Yeah, but now if I come out and say I was beaten, that one, for a man,
maybe you need therapy.
I don't need therapy. Before I got beaten, let me run away. Men, before you got beaten, run away. It will leave us. It will leave those society. It will leave those people talking about your relationship, because we don't. Maybe there's so many times you as a couple, you don't even talk about your relationship. But there's some people out there They are talking about your relationship like nobody's business. So before the talking goes out that I was beaten by a man, men run away and then say I ran away. I ran away is explainable. You can explain it to someone. You can say anything you want and say I ran away. I'm just trying to give some men advice out there, but don't go out there and say I was beaten. That one will leave a very awkward picture behind.
But now, if you just run away, how are you going to tell your children why you ran away?
Even it will give a very bad picture to the woman. So running away, people may be thinking so many other things.
Yeah, but there's no way you can run away and people will not be asking questions. People will want to know, why did he run away? So for me, I think my opinion is, if there is some beating, even if you're a man, try at least to talk with somebody. Let someone help you, because some people think it's only beating is only physical. It's not physical. If it comes to a point that a woman is beating a man, that man needs to be restored again. Psychologically. So it's not wrong to look for psychological help. My goodness, you have to deal with that. You have to work on that. Just running away, you'll still always remember that you are beaten.
My running away here, let me defend myself again.
Okay,
I'm not just running away and then keep the situation calm. Okay? Now, let me put this clear. Instead of me staying on that toxic relationship, I have there's so many men watching, I'm very sure, and they want to hear this. Instead of me staying on that toxic relationship or being beaten by that woman, men run away, then seek the psychological help and seek help, but don't get beaten and then
stay there.
walk away and then go say I was beaten and then I ran away and then I'm seeking psychological help. There's so many things here. First, run away. You will save your life. You will save your embarrassment. You will save the weirdness out there. I'm just trying to advise.
Yeah, but I'm also emphasizing the fact that psychological help is important. These people are schweigepflicht. What is this in English? They have to keep quiet about what you tell them. So they will not be going like the village witches telling everybody that you went to them and said you are being beaten. It's just for your own good, even as a man. If you are not just beating, you know, there's psychological beating as well.
There's
psychological beating that someone will tell you what you feel like. You've been beaten with I don't know how many tongues. Some words are very heavy, and you know we Africans are very sensitive to words.
Sure.
What people say. What do they tell each other? What do they know about me, and so on. So if you just keep quiet, that one can be eating you even more than the slap you get. So that's why it's important to be honest about it and deal with it. Toxic relationships.
But it's very hard to get out.
I know.
It's very hard to get out.
It's very hard.
And
especially if you have children. It's difficult.
But as we said before, you have to decide it yourself. You want to leave it out or you want. But if you decide to leave, there's something you have to remember. It will be very difficult first. You will be missing the toxic person. You just because of the how do you call it?
Dependency. I would say dependency.
Because the relationship, it happened. There were some sweet memories out there. So that's the position. You know, when sometimes when you go out of someone, that is the point you wanna realize. However, how toxic she or he was,
there was some good parts of that person.
That's why it is very hard for some people out here to get out of a very toxic relationship because they miss some things out there. But if it will get lonely it might be getting lonely for a while. It has to get lonely for a while, but you are going to recover. But remember, lonely is so much better than being miserable.
It's true, and sense? I join you. You make complete, perfect sense.
All right.
And you know, sometimes there are some people who will think, okay, this man bought me this. This man helped me build a house at home. This man gave me, I don't know, Prada shoes and so on.
Gucci.
Gucci and everything. If I leave, I will not be able to afford that, and I've established a certain style and standard. So some people will refuse to go away from such relationships because they think they have to stay there so that they can continue getting that.
Sure.
But you know, they forget that they may not live long to continue getting what they want.
What they are wanting.
Or some of them have gotten promises like, I will build your house. So they stay there waiting for that day when the house will be built. Now they think, if the house will be built, then I'm going to leave. Hey, my dear, you're waiting for your grave. 6 feet under, you will not even enjoy a built house.
6 feet where?
6 feet under. And there are cases where people are being killed in relationships. They don't want to go. Now it is like a trend, like in Kenya now.
Sure.
Hey, I've had so many times men killing their wives. Not even Kenya, Italy, the other day.
Yeah, the other day, there is a lady who was killed because he wanted to divorce the man.
Tell me, why is it good to stay?
Why is it good to stay?
It's not good.
As I said before again, love between two people is you cannot define it as a third person watching it out there. But now as I said before, it's very hard to leave this toxic relation because there's so many things you're gonna remember on the way when you get out of there. There's so many things he has always been done, and that's the only thing that drags most of the people. They are, do I get out? Do I get in? And that is the song that will always be sung here and here. And
do I get in? Do I get
can
out?
I get in? Can I get out?
If
I get out, what am I going to eat? How am I going to, especially for ladies, men maybe can walk away and they can walk away because men can go out there and do whatever, but
they
women
can always leave. It's easier for men to leave because they don't hang so much on the children.
That is it.
Tabitha Ouma is saying no one should stay in a toxic environment in the name of love.
In the name of
Can
love.
you underline that?
In the name of love, Tabitha Ouma. I'm telling, rebrand.
You've talked
is
like 1,000
herself.
women. Wisdom.
I'm telling you.
This is very true.
Yes.
No one should stay in a toxic environment in the name of love. This is what people say sometimes. Even a close friend will notice. Because if someone cares about you, Kanida,
yes,
they will notice if you are suffering
of
in
course.
your relationship.
There's something
because these people
has to change.
visit you, these people will know your good moods or bad moods.
Yes.
And then they will also realize that you're suffering. And if they may tell you, and then you say, but I love him, but I love her. But that one is always there. That one is always there. But I know how can we solve it out there? Tell us on the comments. How we can solve it. For me, as for me.
Okay.
The best thing, even if it's hard, especially when you have children. I'm a mother. I know how difficult it is.
Sure.
The best thing is always to take a distance from that source of toxic relationship. That's the one who is producing the poison. It doesn't matter who it is, because toxic relationships are not just because of of husband and wife. There are toxic relationships in the family, in the extended family as well.
Yes.
There is toxic relationship with friends as well.
Yes.
So the best thing is when you realize this thing is not doing me well, it's poisonous, then just take a distance. Move.
Thank you. Let me read a comment. I am very sure people have started trying to give us some comments. This is on message actually. He said Peter Jones. I don't know where. Sometimes for those listening to us and watching, right where you come from, so that we know where we are reaching people out there. Peter Jones says we all deal with every situation in the best way. We know how the best way we can. So we must not be too harsh on ourselves. So the best way to deal with a toxic person or a situation is to turn around and walk away. At least, John, you are trying to support me.
Yes.
I'm lost now. Situation is to turn around and walk away. As the saying goes, never wrestle with a pig. Hey, John.
You get that in yourself. That one is nice. I like that.
John. Okay, let me continue.
That's so good.
As the saying goes, never wrestle with a pig. You will both get dirty.
Yes.
But the pig will enjoy it.
Exactly, because it's used to staying in the dirt. I like that one. That's a
However, he's not done, this young man. I don't know, maybe a young man or an old man. Thank you, John, for keeping that. However, if you can't walk away, awareness of what is it in front of you and the knowledge on how to deal with it is essential. So educate yourselves.
Educate yourself. But me, before I start educating myself, I would run away.
You run away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's safer. Some of the toxic can really, this dirt, what he's talking
some of
about,
the toxic, John, I hope John is still listening. But he said, however, if you can't walk away, most of you don't walk away.
No,
that is a fact.
Most
unless death throws you apart. Most of you don't walk away. But how long, John, if you are still watching or listening, how long can you take it so that now you educate yourself? That is the only thing, because so many things happen too fast. You are in a toxic relationship. 2-3 months later, we are seeing people like I was talking to a friend, and she was saying you see people now coming together to bring out money to take you back home
take
if you
your
are living
body
here in
back
diaspora.
because you did
So
not leave
how
at
long?
the right
Because
time.
you did not leave at the right time. So is it advisable again out there,
Toxic
as we shoot these
relationship.
questions out there to you listeners? Is it advisable to leave early or to wait and see if this pig will change? I'm sorry, I just used a
Until
word
the
that
pig
John
will
used on
give
the
you the
comment.
dirt, eh?
Yes.
Hey, my
Tell-
goodness, guys, you've had this is really a
Oh
hard
my,
topic
oh my.
because it's something that is going on, and I've had so many cases where people are suffering. I mean, not just in the marriage, not even in the relationship. Sometimes you're not even married with each other. Maybe someone, a come with stay person who has moved into your house.
Sure.
Someone, maybe you yourself, you moved into the house, and you realize this person is poisonous for you. And some of us, we behave as if we are tied. It's like our hearts got joined. So if I leave, my heart will start beating. Will stop beating. So I have to stay there to that person because my heart will stop beating. It is not like that. We forget that this person is not really a must to be in my life if he's not doing me good.
Sure.
You know, so sometimes we forget that we are not Siamese twins.
Twins, yeah.
You know that those Siamese twins you cannot separate. If you separate, they will die, or one of them will die.
Will die, or
both
the
of
other
them.
one, yeah, sure.
But a marriage or a relationship, even if it's a family member, even if it's mother or father or whoever, or your sister or your auntie, whoever, if you want to have peace, just why don't you just accept it that it's not working?
It's not working.
It's not working.
Sure.
It doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Toxic
There is always a
relationships,
plus.
I don't know. I do not know why we stay until we are suffering,
Yes.
until we get sick, we get hypertension, whatever.
Something like that.
High blood pressure. We get some of us, we get confused in the head. We don't know anymore even our telephone numbers. We cannot note because our heads are becoming, because of the the toxins we got in the relationship.
The toxicity.
The toxin,
the
I
toxicity
cannot
that you
pronounce
got into
word.
that.
My tongue has refused.
I have helped you. That's
Thank
why
you so
I'm
much.
here.
That's why I need
Yes.
a clever person with a light tongue like yours.
That
here.
is it.
Because
And
I'm
as we
like-
said before, actually, and as I gave the steps before you enter into a toxic relationship, look at yourself. Love yourself first.
Love yourself.
I have given the steps. I have given the tips on how. Maybe I might be not right, but not today.
You're
I
talking
was
like
somehow.
a psychologist today. You have really
It's part of my work.
anointing.
It's part of my work.
It's anointing.
So.
A Christian will say you are anointed.
Yes.
It's
Let me go
part
back
of
to
your
the comments because I have no things to tell you because there's so many people maybe having the same. Thanks for those who are joining us right now. Let me read from Jessica. Jessica is saying, if you have managed to distance yourself from the toxic one, it is normal to miss him. Yes, as we said before,
Yes,
it is
it
normal.
is. It's
Miss him
very
or her. He wrote it both of them, not only
Yeah.
him, because we are both on this.
Yeah.
Let me just go back again. It's normal to miss him or her and feel so very lonely. But you have to remember one thing: you only feel lonely because you are not miserable. Hey. People are writing. I'm telling you.
What do you mean? Huh?
You are.
You feel lonely because you're not miserable.
Let me read it again because we come from different countries, so the English differs. Mine from Oxford Dictionary might be under yours from the American can be
Yes.
very different.
Yeah.
So it's normal to miss him or her and feel so very lonely. But you have to remember, you only feel lonely because you are not miserable. She's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
She's very right.
Yeah,
Very
it just
right.
means that you have made a progress. You are one step up to the ladder from the miserable level to the lonely level. You must always remember lonely is better than miserable. Now she's making sense.
Lonely is better than
miserable.
miserable. Note that.
No, lonely is better than miserable.
Please note that.
Have you realized one thing? Because today the listeners and the viewers who are watching us, they have lines. You remember John said there before, as the saying goes, let me just look for it because the one with the pig, as the saying goes, never wrestle a
I
pig.
like that one.
Never wrestle a pig. And now Jessica comes here down and says, lonely is better than miserable. We have
Lonely is
learned
better
listeners.
Yeah, I tell you.
We have learned
I even
listeners
have
out
to
there.
refresh my mind. And Tabitha Uma is saying again, I think what holds people back is what society will say. We tend to think so much about the society than ourselves. So one ends up dwelling in this toxic environment just because they fear of being judged. Now, this is a reality, especially in our community, in our Christian community or the African community.
Yeah.
Because
how
what the others talk
am I
about
going back back to my mother.
Yes, what will mama say? And what if do they have to give back the dowry?
Yes.
Because now if I leave my partner, they
but
may
now
not
you are in Europe. Which dowry are you going to give back? Because I understand.
But people make they have worries. Like Tabitha is saying, I agree and I see it often. I see it often. Even some people, like if you are active in the church or you are active in a certain thing, and people always thought, oh, you are such a beautiful family, and so on and so on. So, and your status, maybe you always connected it with that saying what people say about you. Then of course you'll be scared to leave even if you're suffering.
Sure.
But it's not wise. It is not wise to stay just because everybody else is happy that you're inside there. Although
you're
who knows the shoe, if it's fitting or not fitting.
You're the one who knows how it pinches.
Yeah,
it pinches.
It's you who knows how it's pinching. So why should you stay in there because of what others will think about it?
Sure.
So it's always wise to think about yourself. That's why we come back to what Mr. Kaneda said, love yourself.
Love yourself.
If you love yourself, you will not listen too much of what others will say, because you want to be happy. You want your heart to be happy, to go about happy and smiling, and not to go out and about gloomy and sad. You don't want your children to experience yourself being beaten, being put down in front of them. You know, your children don't have to experience that. If you make the right decisions at the right time.
That is it. So whatever you may be watching to us from, remember it's 99.2 FM. www.cradioR is the website where you can listen to us, call us in. Remember our number +491 if you're living out of Europe, 163-728-6573. But if you are here in Germany, remember you can call us directly here on our studios. I understand from the producer there, Aggie, we have to make a very short quick break. When we come back, tell us more, write us more, because I can see most of you are writing. I'm gonna read and I'm very sure this topic I've never seen so long
text, because it goes deep.
It goes deep to some people out there. Why are you still in a toxic relationship, or why do you want to stay there, or what do you miss and go back? There are those who go back, actually. There are those who go back, but you shall come there later. I'm understanding we should not go back to Tanzania first before we continue the show.
All right.
Mambo vipi, naitwa Mimi Mars aka the Sugar Queen kutoka East Africa, Tanzania, kupitia 99.2 FM Radio R. Enjoy.
Naitwa Stopper the Rhyme Maker, the bad rapper, the RCD Dan Dada.
Watu wangu kupitia 99.2 Radio R live from Germany.
Yeah, this is Linux Sandem Jada Jada.
Naitwa Matan, msanii wa nyimbo za kizazi kipya nchini Tanzania.
Hello, mambo vipi, what's up? Naitwa Lina Sanga all the way from 255 Tanzania.
Yeah, ni Zedanto hapa ndani ya Radio R.
Yo, tunaitwa wa Africa Music.
Yo bwana, inakuwaje watu wangu? Lisho boy is a business live and direct kutoka Mbeya City. Unasikiliza Radio R au sio 99.2 au vipi bwana?
99.2 FM.
99.2 FM.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Unaitwa Bilevo ba mtaalamu fundi manyumba Baba Levo au so bwana.
Naitwa Akil the Brain mzee wa Bongo Bangra Regina.
Prince Dully Sykes kutoka Tanzania.
Naitwa Dabo Mtanzania original vampire general, na represent reggae dancer Ragamuffin pamoja na Afromusic kutoka Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Yo, mambo vipi, Mada is hapa.
Yo, so what up everybody, my name is Otuk William all the way from Makini Records, Tanzania, East Africa.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Eli the boy Kipimo au sio?
Your boy Rasco Nembo Makanka la Kiboko proper vampire nisiye nyonya damu za watu.
Rosary unaisikiliza kupitia 99.2 Radio R inayopatikana Germany.
Your number one best radio station, 99.2 Radio.
And Juliet, I'm telling you, in a toxic relationship. What are we gonna do with this Romeo and Juliet?
That's too dangerous.
Why start like Romeo and Juliet? You know, I think it's time now. Now I have a challenge from Romeo and Juliet. It is time, because we have been hearing this from Wahenga and those people.
And Waswahili.
How do we call Wahenga in English?
I don't know. Who are the Wahenga?
Wahenga na Wahenguzi.
Whatever.
we need to tell other
We need to do
Africans
some
what you're
study
talking
on
about.
that, eh?
Also,
Let's talk
let
about
me
Romeo
just
and
put it
Juliet.
on this for those listening and do not understand this Kiswahili language. Wahengas and the people they prophesized some things.
Okay.
Am I trying to bring this point actually? Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Why do we have to say Romeo and Juliet? It's time now. I think I have to beat Romeo and Juliet
Because
out.
even that one did not end up well. Actually, it was a toxic relationship.
Romeo
They
and
were
Juliet.
so in love that at the end they had to kill themselves. What was that sense of, there was no sense in that. Anyway, I find it it was a wasted love.
Okay.
Yeah. Why I love you?
So those people singing about Romeo and Juliet like Mr. Sid here, you should explain to
so
us.
romantic. I mean, you didn't see me dancing. It really is nice, and his voice is very beautiful.
All right.
So, and most of the people who are toxic, they are like, hey, you know that sound that they are very nice and kind at the beginning.
Sure.
You don't notice it. And you get in, and there's some nice things they do in between, between hurting you and finishing you. They will bring, someone will beat you badly tonight.
Okay.
Tomorrow he's there with a bouquet of roses.
Trying to say, I'm sorry, baby.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. He will call you everything.
Yes.
Baby, sweet, whatever. I don't know what words they use. Me, I'm long time out of dating.
Long time out of dating.
So
that's why we always say renew the relationship now and then. Then you don't happen then.
I don't forget.
Most people. Let me now. You said a very important topic. You are very, very far out. You don't remember how they call you honey.
What you call them?
These things don't change. Honey doesn't change. My love doesn't change. My babe. I remember the Kenyan vice president was telling Archbishop wherever she was, and they were saying it's in a congregation. And this man said it's an archbishop actually who was introducing her wife to the congregation. And what the archbishop says, this is my woman. So this is my woman. I'm very sure if you go back 22 years before they got married, they were calling themselves, honey, this is my honey, this is my baby. So the vice president stood up and said, I did see Archbishop saying here, this is my woman, she can greet the congregations. I'm not going to use that because my wife Rachel here is here. That is the wife of the vice president. She's called Rachel. The vice president said, told the Archbishop, sometimes use this is my love. This is baby. So the vice president went ahead and introduced Rachel as this baby. Stand up and say hi to the That's what I'm saying. Renew these things. The honey doesn't get old. So renew it before you end up into a toxic relationship.
What if you have a husband who says, "Am I sticky?" If you call him honey,
Continue, never lose hope.
They continue, and then you call them. There's some others who are very sensitive.
One day you get out of that bottle, and you will know.
There are some who are chronically there. So you call them baby. They say, "Do you see me wearing pampers?"
Man, accept
you end up
simple
calling
things.
them Baba Watoto and my man or my
Baba Watoto what?
Baba
Even if we have
That's
three,
the title he has.
you will still be baby. You will still be baby. You know, now if you
Even
get a baby, then you will have still a way. You know, as this generation goes, you will still have a way to call. Like now, let me give you a very practical example. My mother or you as a mother, I'll call my wife right now. I call her. I used to call her mama. Okay.
Your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
And then now, when the child comes and now hears daddy calling mama, she will. It's okay. Maybe because now she has to learn, or this kid has to learn on how to call mama. But now if I'm explaining to the boys out there, I have to say, now I have two mothers now, okay? Now I'm calling my wife mama, then I have my own mother. So I have to differentiate this saying mama so that people may understand who am I talking about.
So you say mama.
So what Kenyans we always do, Kenyans are very practical, we always use mama. So it changes from mama
to
mama.
Mama.
Okay,
that's romantic.
So if you hear a Kenyan, man saying that's my mama, that's not his mother. That is his wife. Most people get confused here.
Oh my God!
So if he says that's my mama, and that's mama, that's mama, the one who gave birth, but that's my mama.
That's a serious case now. Tabitha Oma is saying, call them with their names. Allah.
Tabitha. Yawa. What's on it?
I hear you, Tabitha. I understand. Sometimes it's safer to say those words. But the thing is now, if someone has become toxic, the thing is, you don't just ignore, you don't sweet talk them, or you don't try to treat them like they are, and try to do everything so that they can turn and become nice to you. Some people, it is irreparable. If it's gone sour, it's gone sour and it's gone south. So just accept it and make it, and try to see how you can get out of the soup.
Sure. Let me go back to the comments. Let me go back to the comments. Sorry for that. Let me go. Jessica, we had John, we had Oma, Tabitha, Oma, thank you. We have Musa, Jamal, hello, Musa, Jamal. Now here, this one here. I think, who is this? Mary. I think it's time the time to move on is now. Time you realize is now, not tomorrow. Don't wait. The situation does not get better. Just imagine yourself 5 years from now will be blooming with joy or wilting. Hey, what's wilting?
Wilting is when it's withering. Like
I told you, our landed friends today. We have landed listeners. Okay, will be blooming with joy or wilting with all the miseries you have gone through for those 5 years.
She's right.
Is it really worth it? Right. Mary, you're very right. The time to move on is now. That's how she started it. It's not either later. You feel the bulk of the pain of separation now, like yakking off a band-aid, okay, and have the possibility of joy in future. You're very right. Or you can stay and watch the miseries trickle into your life and suffer slowly and possibly die young as broken person.
Yeah, because some of us do that. Some of us do exactly that.
And you know what she said down there? Just something to think about.
Okay.
Mary, thank you so much for joining us. I told you people, if you're listening to us or watching us, please tell us where you are so that we may know where you're looking us from. The Soul Sisters, they are saying, I looked at myself in the morning about a year after I had left and looked completely different to myself. This one comes as to what I said before. Look at yourself in the mirror and love yourself. Exactly. I actually said out loud, well, there you are. Where the hell have you been all this time? I like these sisters. The Soul Sisters. The Soul Sisters. I like it. They say this. Let me just repeat this for the sake of those who are joining us right now. I looked at myself in the morning about a year after I had left, and I looked completely different to myself. Yes. That's after she left, as I understand, the toxic relationship. I actually said out loud, well, there you are. Where the hell have you been all this time? Where the hell have you been until you got into a toxic relationship? The time to move is actually now.
Swallowing poison.
Yes.
You've been eating poison, portion by portion.
I'm telling you.
Spoon by spoon.
Spoon by spoon.
Spoon by spoon. And you're eating poison. And not just, we have to specify this because it's not just in the marriage.
Okay.
It's not just in the relationship between man and a woman. It can be even between friends.
Yes.
Yeah. It can be even between family. I mean, like brothers, sisters, or even parents. Sometimes they may misuse their position as parents, and so that people are suffering. I've heard of many people, they are actually here, they are suffering daily trying to gather money because the pressure they're getting back home is bad.
It's bad.
Send us money.
Yes.
Today, send us money.
I
don't know what happened. Send us money. You don't love us, that's why you're not sending us money. You don't care about us, that's why you're not sending us money. Some people are going crazy here. So that's a toxic relationship.
People are waiting for money back at home, and here you are deeply in a toxic relationship, trying to prove people at home that you are trying to make money. You know, these things happen here in diaspora, and so many of them don't speak it out. They don't. And what happens here? Why I stay in a toxic relationship now here in diaspora? Because we want to talk to diaspora. Africans in diaspora. You came here, you get married, very well and good. You need your papers later on. Thank you so much. You want to stay. Now, why do you have to stay in a toxic relationship to get papers? It is, maybe we are fearing. Now, the answer is simple. I can even give it out to you. I'm fearing to go back home to where I came from because there was nothing. So I have to stay in this toxic relationship so that at the end of 3 years now, 4 years,
can get
6
the
years,
paper.
I can get the papers to stay here in Germany.
What if you go crazy before you get that paper? Eh?
That's the question.
Yeah, Dumba Boy, Sim, welcome. I have not heard you for long. Eh?
Dumba Boy.
Welcome back. Today I'm not commenting anything, just listening to our learned friends to educate me.
Learned friends. Thank you for calling us learned.
I hope you get to hear from experience.
Yes.
That will make us understand better.
Dumba Boy, it's about toxic relationship, and everyone who is joining us right now.
Yes.
Why stay in a toxic relationship?
Yeah.
How?
Why stay in the
why wait for that so long? We have
suffering?
had Mary, we have had John, who have told us the time to move on is now. We have had the soul sisters actually who have said, where the hell were you?
Where the hell were you?
Before it got into the toxic relationship.
Actually.
Let me read 2 of them here because people are coming in here.
Dumba Boy wants to hear experience.
Bibiana Sekala, thank you so much for joining us. He's saying the best thing I ever did for myself. Never looked back. In fact, as an empowered and thriving domestic violence survivor, sorry for that.
Wow.
Here is what I now do for other women silently suffering. She teaches them. She gives them the experiences.
Yes, that's what we are doing right now too.
That's what actually we are doing. Thank you so much, Bibiana. Yes, that sounds good.
Dumba
Bibiana.
Boy, the experience is that actually maybe you may have done it yourself. You have friends maybe who did not do you well, and you know what you do when you don't get, when you realize, oh, this person is really not doing me good. Is maybe dominating, is maybe only using me, is maybe doing this or this. Whether you're in diaspora or not, it doesn't matter. Toxic relationships are toxic. So the best thing to do is always to move away from that.
Move out.
And if it's family and you cannot move away, then deal with the situation. Talk to them about it. Let them know that you are not finding it good what they are doing.
I'm telling
and then
you.
you learn to love yourself. You're not born a slave to anybody on this planet. Never, ever. You have to make sure that you stay healthy under every circumstance.
Yes.
And healthy, I mean, some people will not beat you physically, but they'll beat you psychologically.
A lot.
So will you let them continue stepping on you psychologically just because you don't have the experience or you don't have the way of fighting them? You have to tell yourself, I'm too important and too valuable to let anyone step on my feelings without a break.
So I come here, you said earlier on, some of them have a problem to leave. So because what are they going to feed the kids? Someone says, yes, I agree with that, but it is harder to move. This is Dagmar from Togo. Togo, thank you. Yes, I agree, but it's harder to move on when you have a child and no save money. You have to live your life with that person and get depressed. Because the outcome of living with that, because you have no money, you have not saved money, moving out with a kid is getting depressed day in, day out.
And
the time
this is
to
so
move
sad.
out is now. It's so sad.
This is so sad because even if you have children, what is better, to have a mother who is there completely or to have a mother who is depressed just because she cannot live a toxic relationship? I think the children benefit more if you are fit. If you're okay, if you're not under depression or whatever. Dumba Boy, you're saying, Asante Sana, those comments are inspiring. Yeah, you're welcome. We are trying to teach each other here and learning from each other because this thing is going on and we are hearing a lot of things going on in relationships where people just they stand all this nonsense. Someone is stepping on their feelings. Someone is denying them their rights. Like some people will stay in a relationship. The guy is coming and going anyhowly. You have no way of asking, where are you? What did you do? Your feelings, you have to step back with your feelings all the time. It's not good. It's not healthy. I mean, you can hold on such a thing maybe 1 or 2 days or maybe a week or two, but on dawa, how do you call it? Permanently. It would be difficult. It will be hurting. It's like toxins. You're gathering poison inside you. You become bitter and you become unhealthy. You become depressed maybe. And we don't have to go through that. We really don't have to accept that. No one has to live in a toxic relationship. This one is something that we want to put forward. And there are many ways you can deal with that.
There's so many ways. I said before, love yourself. Love yourself and move away. Move away. Don't wait for that. And talk to a friend. We always forget this. There are so many friends, they can betray you, but at least talk to a friend, you may be finding one another. That's why I mentioned some groups here. The Kenyan women in Germany, there are so many women groups out there. Women always form a kamati somewhere to talk about some things, to talk about men. Men always have some. I don't know if men have groups. I don't think so. I'm not in any men group, but maybe there is one. But maybe there's one.
But do you think they need to talk about their problems? I doubt.
No, we always talk about them.
About problems?
Yeah,
with your wives, with family?
It's very hard to express that directly, but there is a time you can just say there's something that's giving me a stress, man. She went out, she doesn't come back home. What should I do?
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk about that. You don't have to mention it directly. Men don't mention it directly, but women, they're very quick to mention their problems directly to other women. And they make it even toxier.
You think?
Is there a name
sometimes,
like that?
No, someone says a problem shared is a half a problem.
Is a half a problem or is a half solved?
And if you have a friend you can trust, you don't go talking to anybody about it. You have to have someone who you can trust.
Sure.
The other thing is you can go to organizations, places like Caritas. If you're having violence, domestic violence, you can go to Caritas. You can go to, someone who is in Germany. Yeah, there are so many Weißer Ring. What other? There are organizations, African organizations like Sompon Social Service in Esslingen. I'm sure in Stuttgart there are also some, and in every town, I would say, in every town in Germany, because they deal with this issue so much. If something is not going right in your relationship, you can always find someone to talk to. And if you are a religious person, you have your mosque leaders, or you have a believer friend, or you have your church pastor or counseling person in your church who you can talk about.
Sure.
You don't have to carry all this burden and all this baggage alone. Really, sometimes you're so troubled you don't know where to go to, or you don't know what to do yourself, and sometimes you need someone to listen to you. Sometimes just to listen to you and give you guidance and help you to find a solution or how to deal with the situation. So if it is about financial problems or you're dependent, there's always a way you can get help. Maybe here in Germany it's easier because you have all these organizations who are willing to help you to transition from your relationship where you're suffering, where it's so toxic, to a place where you can have a healing time for yourself and your children. So you don't really have to stick there if someone is beating you, if someone is verbally abusing you, if someone is gaslighting you all the time, provoking you all the time, and maybe stepping on your feelings all the time. And I'm talking to everybody, not just to women.
No, men too. Men too. I'm here for men.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, men. Let's not keep quiet. As I said before, men, I know we behave like lions out there. We want to keep it to ourselves. But if you got beaten, don't go and tell other men you have been beaten. Run away. Leave the question to be open.
Hello, you can talk. Maybe there's some men who are open to talk about it. Let them talk. Don't tell them not to talk.
But don't say you were beaten. Just run away and go and seek help later on. Leave this field to be open, man.
We're going to fight.
We're not fighting.
A man is allowed to say that he's beaten. He's got.
I will not say. Men don't say you are beaten.
You may not say it, but maybe there's somebody else out there who is. It will heal him to be able to talk about it. He can get more help if he can talk about it.
Yes.
Because if he just keeps quiet, it's eating him inside. Why not? Why can he not talk about it?
Somebody's here saying, Regina, you should turn the other way and run away. That's a relationship based. So
yeah, very clever.
That's why I'm telling you, so many people out there. And if you're joining us, tell us where you're listening to us from. Tell us, what do you think about this topic? Why are you staying in a relationship that is so toxic? Why are you holding on?
Why?
It started like Romeo and Juliet. And it ended up like, I don't know now.
Yeah, like Afghanistan.
Like Afghanistan, the Taliban. Why do you want to hate that the Taliban to come so that you start evacuating, so that you start seeking help?
Don't wait for that.
Don't wait for that.
Don't wait
As
for that.
I don't know, Mary or Dagmar said, the time to move on is now. Don't wait until it. And if you're not in any relationship and listening to us like now, Dumba Boy is trying to collect the points. Dumba Boy, just know first, do you love yourself? before you love that, before you look actually for love out there, before that other person to come and love you. And they gave us very nice tips on how to love yourself out there.
Yeah, let's make a small break again.
And then
we continue.
I'm telling you.
Because I think some people are really thinking about it.
I'm telling you.
They're getting deeper.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, but Dumba Boy is saying today he's not commenting. I don't know. He's listening to everybody else. So maybe he's writing down more points.
Dumba Boy. Stubborn Mr. Sid, Romeo and Juliet. You might be finding something out of that song, I'm telling you, at this particular. Yes, Romeo and Juliet, I'm telling you, from 99.2 FM. Remember, talking about toxic relationships here, and most of you are reacting very well on AGGY'S live talk show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if we don't talk about it, who will talk about it?
Nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to teach you about it.
We have to talk about it because it's a must.
Yes.
And someone is writing here, if you could start over today, what would you change?
What would I change? The negativity.
The negativity.
Negativity. Because that's the one way of knowing how people, how a toxic relationship can be. As I said before, look yourself into the mirror, yourself first. If you see that what you are seeing negatively, then check yourself. So the other thing, don't criticize. Don't criticize all the time. That one leads to a toxic relationship.
Don't criticize.
Don't criticize.
But if I see someone is doing something wrong and I talk about it, is that not critic?
It is critic, but don't be criticizing everything, because there are so many people who criticize even the truth. Yes, because they are fed up of a relationship.
You know the case of Giuliani and this Lilian Nganga,
Yes.
The former of Governor.
It
must have been so toxic if she moves out from the governor's house to the poor artist.
That's why
I put this, don't stone me, Giuliani, please. I don't know you personally. But I think why they say he's not as rich as Mutua. So me, I don't know. I'm not friends with them, so I don't know who's richer.
From what we see on social media, let's put it that way, one of them is rich than the other. So,
but we don't know how rich.
But we don't know how rich.
We don't know the measure.
Yes.
But the thing is, it must have been, one place must have been so toxic
that the other one had to move to the other one. Yes.
Although people are thinking now, which is better, there or there? She has to judge herself.
She cannot judge
herself.
She has to know herself. But from what we judge, because we judge a lot before she even judges herself. Now people are trying to see this angle whereby he moved on from a rich man to not a rich man. Okay, and now maybe it was toxic here in this rich man's house. Then she had to move on to this other man, where you don't have to find that richness inside there, but are you happy yourself?
This is the issue.
Did you find love?
That's the question.
Whatever people would say out there, it doesn't matter.
What matters is you.
What matters is
what
you.
Matters,
is the love that you receive. So whether rich or poor, you may find greatness in that poor man than in that rich man. You may find greatness in that person who you want him to help you here in Europe, and the person you left back at home. Go back to Babylon.
Go back to But my friend, some people assume that being married to a white person is not as toxic as being married to
a black person.
How true is that?
Yeah. That's not true.
Where is there more poison? The white or the black?
They are in both of them. Let me be neutral. In both of them, because you never define. There's so many white men out there who are toxic, like the one we have seen in Italy recently.
Yes, the Italian who killed the Nigerian lady.
Yes, and we have our black men out there and black women out there who are the same. And here in Europe, you see the otherwise. Not only women, there are our brothers from wherever we are coming from who do the same thing.
Who do the same
so there's so many things. So if I have to ask, there's somebody here said toxic people. There's something you should get rid of. If you can help us read what this young guy has just written here.
Yeah, my friend, if you are toxic, if you are living in a toxic whatever, those toxic people you should get rid of. They are spreading this. Those who spread negativity, they are toxic. Those who criticize you all the time, they are toxic. Those who waste your time, even time wastage is also toxic. Those who are jealous, Hey, but jealous people, they always know how to hide it. So you will not really say if they are jealous or not. Those who play the victim, this sounds like they're a narcissistic person. Those who don't care, that's also something bad. Those who are self-centered.
Self-centered?
Those who keep disappointing you.
They keep disappointing you. All those people are toxic.
Toxic, eh?
Yes.
This is poison.
It's poison
for you. It's poison for your soul. This is poison for your head.
Yes.
This is poison for your life.
I'm telling you.
And I think you always have to think about it. Those are all negativities. Those are things that these people they have. And when you're surrounded by this every day, actually, there's no way you'll be able to move forward yourself. There's no way you'll be able to move forward.
You can't
psychologically not, and in reality you cannot even be able to prosper the way you want to prosper.
Yes.
Because this person are always becoming a burden for you. Yeah, as a person, and if it's in a marriage, even for the children as well, because they will always notice the extension. Maybe this person can never say a good word in front of your children about you. If you try to say something or to do something, they will try to put you down.
All right.
This is toxic. Please, if talk with that person, or if it is not possible to talk to that person, then just tell him to stop.
Stop.
Or her, tell them to stop.
Now let me say what Amani is saying. Amani is saying whatever you have just read right now, I think it is what the points that people are waiting for. My kid's dad is still like this after so long, and only gotten worse this last few weeks. Must be tiring, or have all that built up negative energy. Then someone said, Freddy says my ex-wife is the same. Yeah. If not
at
once,
least she's ex.
At least she's ex. If not once since the year 2000, okay. Good luck with this. Sometimes it makes two to solve the problem, but because the fears of reconciliation after one completely stopped loving the other person, this may never happen. So, Amani comes in and says, 21 years here now, 21 years. No, I definitely ain't letting it go on that long. I looked forward to the day that he grows. That's the dad he's talked about. Good luck with your ex-wife.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, there are so many things people are exploring out there.
Yeah, Dumba Boy is saying here, by the way, do you know right now in 254,
yes,
that is Kenya, the term stay Taliban means be tough.
What?
Yeah, stay Taliban, because we say
so stay Taliban.
Stay Taliban.
If you use Taliban here, if you use
it's not being used in a toxic way that in Kenya is like something positive. As we used it as negative.
Kenyans can be very creative.
So maybe those still in this toxic relationship are being encouraged by the term,
by
which
the term
is bad. And then he says again, I'm taking notes, man. Today is my plan.
Duma boy.
You're killing us.
Duma boy is trying to tell us what is happening.
At least
in Kenya.
we know how Taliban is being used in 254 right now.
That is
guys, because we are here in diaspora, we are stuck because of COVID. We cannot move left, right, or center.
Yes.
We are just stuck. Everywhere you go, they're asking for PCR, they're asking for vaccination, and so on. We cannot travel, so that's why we are talking with you from here. Duma boy, thank you for enlightening us about this term.
Yes.
Because Taliban is actually, I didn't see it as a positive thing. When I hear Taliban, I'm going like, because it's
this
dangerous.
thing, let me tell you, social media sometimes. For those who deeply follow this story, what is happening in Afghanistan, it is very toxic.
It's very toxic. Oh my goodness.
But if you are following social media, you may find it a joke because they have created a lot of things.
I don't know.
Let me just move on and read what Tonya is saying. Sometimes the best thing you can do is be respectful. Okay, and just keep it moving. No kind of social activity or no kind, and you will all enjoy you all day. Much love always.
Yeah. So you keep respecting
even the toxic person. I don't know what she meant there.
From a distance. Me, I cannot. I think I did that in one relationship, and I realized later actually I was being the doormat, and I refused. To this day, I mean, it's a friend I came to know very early, and I refused to be the doormat. Because this person, if we had problems or even we disagreed, she would always wait for me to to say sorry. At the end, I'm always excusing myself and say sorry for everything.
Okay.
Even things I didn't do. Even if she's the one who hurt me,
yes.
I would go and say sorry because I was so hanging on that relationship. I thought we have to keep being friends, you know.
Right.
So I would continue going and saying sorry, going until I realized actually I'm being a fool in this thing.
Sure,
I'm the one hurting. So for some of us, sometimes if you know yourself, if you go through this, you know those friends who are just using you as a doormat. You know,
yes.
they can do anything with you and with your feelings and your dreams and aspirations, and they know you'll always come back and say sorry, even for things that they have done to you. You are going to go say sorry, and that is a toxic relationship. Run
away.
And I tell you, the moment I realized this, I ran. And I love the peace I have now.
Thank you so much for doing that, because you realize, and the time to do that, as we said before,
It's
as
now.
John or somebody said it before in the comments.
It was John.
Yes,
Was
the
it
time
John?
to move on is now, or Dagmar.
No, this was Dagmar.
Yes,
This was Dagmar.
Toxic. Now, this is a friend of mine from Tunisia. He went for holiday actually from here in Diaspora, and I'm happy that he's listening to us all the way from Tunisia. Daman, thank you so much for joining us. He's saying toxic people will create drama in your life, drain you emotionally, and never see anything wrong with your own actions. They blame everyone else instead. Please avoid them at all costs. Yes, the time to move on. The time to move on is now. That's what we are preaching. If you have not told anybody to stay in a toxic relationship, that one you can always decide it for yourself. It's your own decision.
No one can decide this. This is one thing I have to say because it is so important.
Tell them.
No one will tell you to move. We can always give suggestions.
Yes.
We can read books for you. We can read you topics or whatever what the others are saying.
Yes.
But it's you who will make the final move.
Yes. If you don't
if you don't move, it's you also who is going to suffer the consequences. And unluckily, if you have children, they will also suffer the consequences because they'll have to live with a very bitter and unhappy person as a parent. You know. Because they will know. Children are very fine. They have very fine antenna. They can notice when mother is not happy or papa is not happy. Even if you don't talk about it, you know that you're being battered in your relationship. You're being mistreated in your relationship. And that is not good. It weighs heavy on your children if they see you suffering.
I think we should be talking more of Afghanistan and the Taliban here because we have someone from Afghanistan. Yes, Yuko Sai. He's watching actually. He's saying
Taliban.
Yes, from Yuko from Afghanistan. I hope you are good, my brother. I hope you are safe. He's saying there are so many things that people to know that this person is a toxic. The toxic people will demean your value.
Yes.
They will destroy your image.
Yes.
They will drive you crazy. Dispose your dreams. Hey, wait, are you from Taliban or you know? Okay, let me continue. Yuko Sai, yes, dispose your dreams, discredit your imaginations, deframe your abilities, and disbelieve your opinions.
That is over toxic.
Yes,
that is over.
And this, if you have realized, he has used D from number 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So stay away from negative people. Thank you so much, Yuko Sai, all the way from Afghanistan. We got you.
Right.
I hope you are safe. And if you're coming from Afghanistan, you know, nowadays, since Taliban Afghanistan, there are so many friend requests are coming on my way. I don't know why.
You have to better be careful.
I accept them. They are brothers and sisters. Keep sending them. Maybe they need help one way or another. They're gonna listen to the shows like today.
But don't take the ones from Taliban. Take it from other people.
Because they may be telling me news on what is happening right now in Afghanistan. Thank you, Yuko Sai, all the way from Afghanistan, for letting us know the 7 Ds of yours that you have told us here. Demean, destroy, drive, dispose, discredit, deframe, and disbelieve. Thank you so much.
I am so glad because I also had to learn in a very hard way.
All right.
You know, I also had several such negative relationships. And the moment I decided, no, I will not, you know, it's so freeing because this poison, you let go. The moment you make the decision, it's funny, even without the therapy, the moment you make a decision, this thing is not doing me well. It doesn't matter how long you are in that relationship. The moment you decide, that moment the peace starts coming into your heart.
Yes, forget the sweetie, the Romeo and Juliet from the first place. Yes.
Yeah. And if that person is gone, there's always somebody else who's gonna make you happy.
I'm very sure
There's
there
always
is someone
somebody,
out there.
even if you're fat or skinny
or whatever,
old or young, it
Yes.
doesn't matter. For every person, there's someone out there who will love you and accept you the way you are. So don't feel like, oh, if I leave this person now,
Who am I going to
who
meet?
am I going to meet? I may die a spinster.
Maybe this was not your rib.
Yeah, maybe it
The
wasn't
one that
even,
was taken from I don't know which side of the body.
Yeah, this may be not
The-
even the right person for you.
It was a stepping stone.
It was a stepping.
I always say like that. It was a stepping stone to the next
Yes,
future.
yes, and it doesn't matter how long that lasted.
How long that lasted?
It does not matter how long, because some people, I have had people say, after 40 years they are now separating. Why not? If these 40 years were toxic, or maybe it's only half of it was toxic, or maybe 5 years,
Yes.
then the person has a right to move on. My goodness, let people move and live.
Yeah.
Let people move and live, even
They are
if
toxic
they were
people
50.
too.
If it's toxic, even these ones who they expect you to stay there, even
Sure.
if you're suffering.
Ay.
And they will say, why is she moving out? Why is she separating? Why? Don't listen, please. It's about your heart and your peace.
Generally, I've seen it happen here to the Germans. Actually, Germans, they're very simple.
Yeah.
The moment you give that woman, the moment you give that man, toi. I've had friends. I have seen them. I have helped them move out. Not on a indirect way, but a direct way. Moving them out is coming. Canada, I need your help. I need these things to move to from point A to B. Because if you check on our website, sometimes we have our own moving vehicle that transports things from one place to another. That is part of Radio R. That's what we do here. If you need a transporter, actually, you can contact us. We have so many things out there doing, not only the radio here that you see, but the radio has so many things that can help you out there. So we have seen people being moved from one place to another because of the toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Most of them get relieved when they get out. And Germans,
so
they are very
relieving.
direct.
Yeah.
If they move out today, they move out today.
They
You're
move
gonna
out.
do nothing about that.
You cannot do anything.
Yes. Agnes, Taipei, Taiwan. Where is this? Taipei, Taiwan.
It's Taiwan.
It's Taiwan.
It's Taiwan.
Taiwan is a country.
It's a country.
So we are being listened in Taiwan.
The German will say Taiwan.
Taiwan. Okay. From Taiwan, the name is Okay.
If you can't say, just leave it.
Name me
That
try.
person in Taiwan.
Okay. Yele. I hope I've said it well. It's YHELLE. Yele. From Taiwan. Actually, is written here Taipei, Taiwan.
Okay.
So that ignore those jealousies, narrow-minded, insecure, and toxic people. Just go on with your life. As long as you never done anything. Wait. As long as you never done anything wrong with other people, you never take advantage of other people. You never cheat each other. Live your simple, happy, and peaceful lives. They hate, say negative things to you. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Hey.
Exactly.
Taiwan,
That's their problem.
Taipei, Taiwan.
Very good from Taiwan.
Hey,
And
yeah.
you
I
have
never knew Taiwan is a country.
It's a country.
Where?
Yeah, Taiwan.
Japan?
Taiwan.
Don't
ask me. Me, I was not good in geography.
I thought Taiwan is somewhere, is a city somewhere in Japan. But thank you so much for listening. Yele from all that, from Taipei. Very good. Mind your own business. Even if anybody says negative about you, stay out of those toxic people who will lead you to a toxic relationship, because you are the only person out there who is going to suffer yourself out there. So love yourself.
Di Lauro says,
Di Lauro.
hello, good evening.
Good evening, Di Lauro.
Yeah,
Good
Di
evening.
Lauro.
Welcome to this toxic
toxic relationship
that we are discussing here today. Topic, actually.
Yeah, we are not inviting you into a toxic relationship. You're welcome, and thank you for joining us. Nyadi Akinyi, you are your own priority. Everything and everyone else is secondary. Word, my sister, word.
Everybody
word,
else.
word.
I told you the listeners today,
Wow,
they are very learned. They're coming up with lines. Somebody came up with a line that never wrestle with a pig.
That is the best. That was the best.
Hey, that was the best.
Otherwise, you'll have the dirt on you afterwards.
We have something from Singapore. Let me ask myself today. Whoever shared our live today, or whoever is joining us on our internet, thank you. Singapore. We have heard from Taiwan. We have heard from which country again? Was it Togo? But I have my Togo people actually in Stuttgart who always say we don't play Togolese music. My brothers and sisters, we are trying. Africa has 54. Yes, we're gonna I think we have to look for someone, an artist here in Stuttgart, even an artist here in Stuttgart coming from Togo, and maybe we don't know you. Contact us, because your Togolese people. Do we say Togolese?
Togolese.
Yeah, Togolese people here in Stuttgart, here in Germany, they want to listen to Togolese music. I don't know.
Understand.
Yes. I have them. Where did I say? Singapore. Now the name is Tran Chau.
Okay, the names are difficult.
The names are difficult. Toxic people are everywhere. They are in every workplace and annoy everyone.
It's true.
Sometimes they can be so autopilot and throw negative everywhere they go. Somehow, to them, putting people down or talking bad about people are addictive, and it makes them feel good. So they keep doing it, knowing how toxic they have become. She's very right. Toxicity.
Yeah.
It doesn't only happen in a relationship between a man and a woman.
We say that at the beginning.
We say that at the beginning. Thank you. How did she call herself? Tran Chau from Singapore. It doesn't happen only in a relationship. It doesn't happen only in a woman. It doesn't only happen in a man. It happens everywhere. Like she said, she's very right. At work, there are toxic people. So if you are a toxic people out there, we're gonna meet you on the Mother Soccer Show. That's where That's why we always deal with toxic people. So if you are a toxic person for us on the Mother Soccer Show, you are such a Mother Soccer. That's we always refer to those people who are toxic, who are about negative energy, who are liars, who are cheaters, who are etc. Name it. Watch the show next week on Tuesday.
Yeah, better watch it.
Yes. Now let me go back to Singapore. To Tran Chau, she said that's why knowing how to deal with them is important for you to have a peace and work and protect your energy from toxicity. Now, this word toxicity, you said I have a very light tongue. Now, say it again. Toxicity.
I learned it. Toxicity.
You learned it. Toxicity. So you don't become one too. So you have to know how to protect yourself from this.
I love my peace.
Thank you so much.
I have no need of making people unhappy because it's not healthy for me or even for the people around me. So, and if you realize maybe you're so negative and maybe you're jealous, you're always pulling others down, you may have to check and reflect on your character. Check again if you are maybe a cause of people's suffering.
Yes.
You may be listening and maybe you don't know that you are that type of a person. That's why we have to self-reflect. We have to self-reflect.
That's why I said from the beginning, Agnes, when I was giving people some tips on how to know yourself first, how to love yourself.
Get to know yourself.
Get to know yourself. First, look at yourself in the mirror. If you say something negative to yourself, reflect before going to another relationship.
Reflect.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been really a very exciting time.
Thank you so much.
The topic is quite deep. We cannot finish it today.
There's so many things to talk about.
There's a lot of things to talk about.
And if you're undergoing something like that here in Stuttgart, Tübingen, Mannheim, in Germany, in France, actually we can come even to Belgium.
Yes.
Talk to us.
Yeah, even Austria.
Even Austria, we can join you. Switzerland.
We are all our neighbors.
Yes, we can join you. Let's talk about it. Invite us.
Let's talk about it. Any topic that is really eating you up, and toxicity is something very prevalent.
Yes,
it's everywhere actually, at the working place, at home, and even on the streets. It's there. The only difference is that the most poisonous one is where you experience it on a daily basis, and it's eating on you. It doesn't help to ignore it.
Sure.
The fact that it's there, you have to find a way or mechanisms mechanisms of dealing with it.
Mechanisms of dealing with it.
Of living or dealing with it. You don't have to live with it,
yes,
but you can find ways of dealing with it so that you can live a healthy life. And that means healthy doesn't mean only on your body, physically.
Sure.
It also means psychologically. If your soul is happy, then you will be also bodily happy or healthy. So don't let things pull you down. Don't let people pull you down. Don't let anybody, be it your husband or your children or your mother or your whoever. If you are here, whoever, you're Romeo or you are Juliet, don't let them pull you down, because you have a right to be happy.
Sure.
You have a right to be happy. Even if he bought you Prada or whatever the perfume. What is the best perfume? This one that cost over 1,000 euros or something like that. Even if he bought you that and he's making you sick inwardly, please cut those ties, because soon, if you don't take care, you'll be 6 feet under, and then it will be too late even to use those expensive things that this person is buying for you. And with all that said, I'm thankful for everybody who joined us. Nyathi Akinyi, Claudia Dilau, Dumba Boy Sim, Tabitha Ouma, and all the others. I cannot pronounce all the names you pronounce. Everybody from all over, from Singapore, from Taiwan, from Japan, from Afghanistan, from Kenya, from America, from Italy. Musa, we thank you so much for being part of us and being part of this show, because without you, it's not as interesting. We'll be just talking like parrots. But to know that we are touching people's lives and we are communicating with you, it is a blessing for us. And I hope also you gained something, you learned something as we were learning. I learned how to pronounce toxicity. But I have to go slow because my American tongue is a bit heavy.
The American tongue. You can hear that. The American tongue is very heavy.
It's a bit difficult, but we made it. And welcome again to AGGY'S Live Talk Show. It's on Sundays, every Sunday from 4 p.m. And it's open for every topic. If you feel we need to talk about your topic that is itching you, you're welcome. You can also call us in studio. You can check on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Just get in touch with us. If you need us to cover your events, just get in touch with us. We are there for you for here in Diaspora. Just get in touch, and thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador.
You're welcome. You're welcome anytime. I got your back. I needed to talk to my fellow men at this particular juncture.
So important.
Yes,
I appreciate.
And men, I repeat, if you are in a toxic relationship, you're being beaten. Run away.
Even if you're not being beaten physically, maybe psychologically.
There's so many beatings. So run away.
And women, we have to take care of ourselves.
Yes. And if you're a man and if you're a woman out there, you decided to be Romeo and Juliet, complete the journey. Life is very
in a friendly way and without toxic relationships.
There's so many you can discuss. Agnes, thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you.
Romeo and Juliet is what I understand that they were going to leave our listeners out there. The Kingdom Talk Show is actually coming on air.
Oh yes,
soon. We're gonna pray for the toxicity out there. Yes, stay on Radio R 99.2 FM. Remember, from Stuttgart city to the world. The friends who are watching us from America and all those countries that we have seen today, from Afghanistan. I'm very happy to hear friends from Afghanistan. Tunisia, for the first time getting comments from Togo. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, it's Europe's #1 African station for Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Updates happening all around African countries to the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Agnes, for hosting me.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye, guys. Be blessed.